Good morning, everyone. Also, I think it is a bit early for some of you to wake up, I think, quite early as a Sunday. But you woke up a bit earlier for good reason. So when we woke up early morning every day, we always need to realize I am a very fortunate person to able to wake up this morning, to able to see things around you. Particularly, you need to feel I am very fortunate to have a time to take refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Also need to feel I am very fortunate to have a time to study Dharma, have a time for practicing Dharma. On the planet, particularly in this world, right now we have more than 7 billion human beings. Almost 90% of the population always been busy only to achieve the samsaric happiness. The samsaric happiness, the samsaric welfare, the samsaric name and fame going to end when we end this life. So when we leave this world, if there's no next life, then it's okay, whatever we have, we finished, whatever we enjoy, whatever we experience sufferings, everything going to be end when we died. But this is the not case. Therefore, there's a next life. There's after next life. So it is better to do preparation not only for this life, do the preparation for next life, after next life, until we fully free from sufferings. Therefore, when you wake up early morning, every day, you always must feel very fortunate and you rejoice yourself. We everybody have been seeing some of our friends died last year, last month, last week, maybe someone passed away yesterday. So when we knew someone no more today, but we never realized this also happened to me. This is going to happen for my families, my closer, my best friends and co-workers. Therefore, at the beginning, everybody must realize we are very fortunate to have another day to take refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. We have a very fortunate time to study and practice in Dharma. So this kind of the fortunate time, it never, it not going to have all the time until we are human being, until we have a human life. So we have 100% freedom to achieve happiness or achieve sufferings. We're not going to achieve, but we have a 100% freedom to be happy, to be suffer, to achieve happiness, to have a lot of sufferings. Everything in our hands. After we died, if there's no next life, then we no need to worry. Just enjoy this life without harming others. In order to enjoy yourself, in order to have a lot of wealth for yourself, when we harm others, we never feel happiness. Because always we very worry the people who we cheat, the people who we deceived, they will, cheat us, cheat me. They will, harm me. Even though you are materially very rich, but the material richness, the material, the well-being comes mainly cheating, deceiving, lying, killing things. Therefore, you feel deep down, you feel very scared. In deep down, you feel very insecure. Therefore, in order to just be happy this life, we should not harm anybody physically, mentally, verbally. If we died without having proper dharma practice, without having very powerful, positive merit, karma, then after we died, definitely we will born within the one of the three lower realms. So once we born one of the three lower realms, since we won't have the most fortunate time to study, practice, understand the Dharma, almost forever, for many millions of years. Because once we born as an animal, then we continuously be born in the lower realms. If we won't have a kind of opportunity to practice Dharma, to understand Dharma, to control negative thoughts, to reduce negative karma. We continuously be accumulating a lot of negative karma. Therefore, what should think now? Since now, whatever we have done in the past, we waste our time, we waste our energies for not important things, not meaningful things. Whatever we have spent our time and energy for bad things, so we cannot bring the time back. So since today, you should think, since today, from now until I become a Buddha, until I am died, I will do only good things. Good things for yourself, good thing for others. You should not think I will do good things only myself, me. If you have a very strong self-cherishing, self-centered attitude, you're never going to be happy person. You're never going to be happy person, because not Buddha says so, because not all the masters says so. You can see the person who are always be very self-centered attitude person, the person never be happy. Then person never be content. Therefore, we must think I will do good things for myself, good thing do for other as well. Therefore, everybody, every day when you wake up in the morning, you must have a commitment. Since now until evening, I won't do any bad things. I won't harm anybody. You have a commitment until the evening. Then you feel okay within one day. For the one day, from morning till until I'm sleeping, it's okay. I can avoid all the negative things. I can avoid all the negative actions. Then you pass your time with the good actions. You pass your day with the positive mental attitudes. Then next morning, again you think, oh, I'm very fortunate. Yesterday, I didn't do any bad things for others. I didn't do bad things myself. How we have been doing bad things and harmful things ourselves. Some of, you always drink, alcohol, become alcoholic, always drink, always smoking, maybe 10, 15 pieces the cigarette, or have been eating, a lot of unhealthy food. This also, you are harming yourself. You are doing, the negative action which will harm yourself. So how we really harming others? We're not really harming other physically. You're not really, punching someone. You're not really hitting someone. But most time we harm other verbally, mentally, particularly verbally. Sometimes we heard, we heard certain news about others without analyzing, without studying. We spread the news for our friends and family. Then the friends and family, without analyzing, they spread the news for others. That means verbally, indirectly, we really harming the person, the family, the friends, and co-worker. Therefore, when we hear, like a news about something, we always need to analyze. The news which I hear is truth or is false. If you know it is truth, it's real. Second, you should think, I should spread this news for others or not. If you think, yes, I must tell, you are very excited. Usually we become, very excited when we hear the bad news. We are very excited to spread the bad news without analyzing. Then it's really harming others by verbally. Then mentally also, You really cannot physically fight with someone. You don't have a really, authentic, the solid kind of the news to spread for others about someone. Then mentally you always have a motivation, intention. If I have an opportunity, I will harm their welfare, I harm their position, I harm their name, I harm their relationship with friends and family things. That means you have always negative intention, motivation to harm for others. This kind of mental attitude is very serious. You're not really harming others until you take an action, but you're always harming yourself due to the bad motivation, due to the bad intention. You always feel very unhappy. If you want to harm someone, you cannot harm. Therefore, due to this kind of mental attitude, you become very unhappy yourself. If you be always a very unhappy person for 24 hours, then I don't think we can be physically healthy person. Doesn't matter how healthy food we eat, healthy drink we take, how much and how long we do exercise, yoga, gyms, we never become physically healthy, because inside we have a serious sickness and illness, which is the bad intention. Therefore, the second, you should think, I'm not going to harm anybody. I want to be happy myself. I let them happy. Then how we can be happy? Therefore, there's three kinds of happiness related to the three kinds of beings. I hope you remember the three kinds of beings, the small capacity beings, the middling capacity being, then the superior or the great capacity beings. So be honest. You need to, recognize what kind of person you can be without analyzing your ability, without analyzing your capacity. If you try to be a great capacity being, you cannot. First, you need to check your capacity. For example, your cup can fit only, let's say, 50 millimeter of kind of water. If you pour 10 millimeter water, the water going to waste. The container also going to spoil. So you need to check your capacity. Also, you need to check the thing can fit in my container or not. Therefore, there are three types of happiness. First, happiness, only the samsaric happiness. Second, liberation. Third, fully enlightened being. So, if you are very small capacity person, your mental capacity is very limited, very small, then very simple. You just visualize Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, take a refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha until I'm died, until I achieve the samsari happiness. The best on taking refuge to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, then you always avoid, stop, engage into the 10 negative actions, 10 negative actions. Then always try to be a happy person. Don't harm anybody's. Don't harm any sentient beings. Then, due to your stopping 10 negative actions, due to has taken refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha from your heart, stopping harming others, then you can have always samsara happiness this life, samsara happiness for next life, after next life. Right? Therefore, at the beginning, please visualize the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Take a refuge, then until we become Buddha, until we free from sufferings. And from your heart, from depth of your heart, you might think, since today, I'm not going to engage into any negative, the negative action, any of the 10 negative actions. Since today, I'm going to stop killing human beings, include any sentient beings. Stop killing. Stop stealings. Stop having a sexual misconduct. Stop lying. This is we call, the 3 action, the physical kind of 3 action. The 3 actions, killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, is very much depend on the physical actions. Then, if we engage into, the negative action, like a killing, stealing, the sexual misconduct, then we're going to accumulate negative actions. Due to negative actions, first, we cannot be happy in this life. Second, we never be happy in next life because we will be born into one of the 3 lower realms. Therefore, second, please everybody contemplate the suffering into the lower realms. Hungry ghosts, almost whole life, always being hungry. Animal realms always has all kinds of sufferings, include hungry and thirsty. Then the hell beings, they won't have usually they don't have any kind of single opportunity to be physically happy, mentally happy, always in sufferings. So it's okay we born there? No. Therefore, wish to free from the 3 lower realms. That means need to cultivate the renunciation, want to renounce, want to overcome from the 3 lower realms. I wish to always free from the three lower realms, wish to be human being, wish to be celestial beings, always wish to born into higher realms, like a human, like a celestial beings. But we are human being. We have the excellent resources. We have an excellent body. So we have a excellent components of friends and family. But we fully understood being a human, we cannot be ultimate be happiness. We cannot have ultimate happiness. Being a celestial beings, competitively, they are much better than human being. Still, they have aging, sickness, and death. Doesn't matter how excellent human being you are, still we are in samsara. You are in samsara. So when we were born into higher realms, being a human, being a celestial being, we have a short time resting. Short-term resting. Look like the prisoner moving first prisoner to the second prisoner, like present house. In between, let them have a tea and coffee. The first, there's a one present house. Then next there's another, present house. You call jail. Then the prisoner, they are moving from first present house to next. Between they have 10 minutes to have a tea, coffee, nice food, like nice environment. The prisoner must know I should not be too happy to have this kind of time to have a wonderful drink and eating. They know next they need to go another prison. So we human being like that. For the short time, we have a good time to enjoy the samsaric enjoyment. But next we go same destination. So second, we need to generate the renunciation. We need to renounce from all types of samsara. Therefore, please cultivate the renunciation, renounce from the samsara. Then this kind of practice lead you to generate the genuine renunciation. Right? Then third one, if you only renounce, you have a renunciation, has taken refuge. We cannot be free from samsara. Then we need to practice the Four Noble Truths. Then we can be free from samsara. We can be free from the cause of the samsara. But we cannot be Buddha. So here, I hope you have a clear understanding how to be free from the lower realms. Always take refuge to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Always do the 10 virtuous actions. Stop, the non-10 virtuous actions. They don't harm others. Be happy yourself. Don't harm others. Don't harm yourself. Then this kind of practice going to achieve you the samsaric happiness. What does mean samsaric happiness? Somebody asked last Sunday, like having a lot of wealth, having long life, having healthy life, having good family. This is the samsara happiness. Therefore, here is remember three practices: practicing generosity, practicing ethical discipline, practicing patience. This practice is enough, more than enough, to achieve samsara happiness. First, generosity. Be generous. Practice generosity. Second, practice ethical discipline. Be ethical person. Third, practice patience. Be patient. This practice is enough to have achieved samsara happiness. Second, if you want to be the middle capacity person, if you want to practice the middling path, the path which is lead to achieve cessation, liberation, then plus, you need to say plus, taking refuge, practice the 10 virtuous action, stop the 10 negative actions, then practice morality, practice patience, practice generosity, then cultivate renunciation. Cultivate renunciation, practice the Four Noble Truths. Among the Four Noble Truths, the first, most important one, practice impermanence. Impermanence. Then, reflect or contemplate on the truth of sufferings. Then, meditate on selflessness. This practice, lead you to achieve cessation. And also in our life, whether you are Buddhist or non-Buddhist or you are free thinker, we have one problem. We never realize, we never try to understand about the life. The life is always uncertainty, always uncertain. We never know what will happen. Today we are, everything is fine, everything is okay. We never know what happened tomorrow, day after tomorrow, next month, next year. Physically, you are very fit, very healthy. Well, we never know when we have a big earthquake. We never know when we have an accident in the bus, in the MRT. So when you're walking on the roadside, if somebody hits you, we finish our life. Therefore, life is very uncertainty. Without realizing this, we become very lazy to practice Dharma. Without realizing the uncertainty of the life, so we have been doing things which is not important, which is not meaningful. Therefore, as a Buddhist practitioner, whether you practice the small path, the middling path, the great path, you always remember impermanence, uncertainty, and death. Therefore, the Lamrim said, death will come, definitely come anytime, come for anybody. Look like the COVID virus is going around us. We never know when we're going to affect. We never know whom going to affect. Look like the impermanence, the death look like the coronavirus. So we need to generate renunciation, practice Four Noble Truths, particularly impermanence, selflessness, then definitely you will be free from suffering, you can achieve liberation. Because when you practice impermanence, your Dhamma practice become very pure. You don't have the worldly concerns. Without realizing impermanence, we are very concerned about our life, concerned about our family, concerned about our clothes and food and place where we live. When you realize impermanence, uncertainty, all the thoughts, attitude going to control. The second, when you practice selflessness or emptiness, so you're going to cut the root of the samsara, you will achieve liberation. So today we will start how to practice the bodhicitta. Therefore, please everybody open the book, Lamb of the Path to Enlightenment. As a revision, the first line, homage to the Bodhisattva, the youthful Manjushri. This is composed by the Indian translator who translated this textbook. Then I pay homage with a great respect to all the victorious ones of the three times, to their teachings and to those who inspire to virtues. Urged by good disciples, Changchu, I shall illuminate the lamp. I shall illuminate the lamp for the path to enlightenment. Is very, nice sentence. Illuminates. For what? For the path. The path for what? The path for the manly enlightenments. Illumination also has three kinds of. One, illuminates how to achieve the samsaric happiness. Second, illuminates the path, how to achieve cessation. The third, illuminates the path, how to achieve Buddhahood. This means this teaching giving us, three options. What kind of light you need? The light just illuminates, the samsaric suffering, achieve samsaric happiness. There's a lamp. There's a path. The second option, there's a light which is illuminates the samsara, the cause of samsara, and achieve liberation. Third, there's another lamp which is illuminate the how to achieve Buddhahood, how to free from the self-centered attitude, self-cherishing. That means there's three lights, three kinds of illuminations. Also, there are three kinds of darkness, three kinds of achievement. Before the sentence, they say, three times to all the victorious one of the three times. So when you say, I take refuge into Buddha, you need to remember the Buddha in the past, the Buddha in the present, the Buddha in the future. The Dharma also, future, past, and present. Sangha, also past, present, futures. So when you practice compassion, you need to practice compassion towards the three times being, the past, present, and the future. The second stanza, understanding three, there are three kinds of person. Because of their small, middling, and supreme capacity, the three beings establish based on their abilities, their capacities. Right? Also, he's telling us you need to check our capacity. Without checking your capacity, if you try to practice, higher Tantrayana, Mahayana, or emptiness, you're not going to achieve anything because you haven't checked your capacity. I shall write clearly distinguishing the individual characteristics. Know that those who by whatever means seek for themselves no more than pleasure of self-existence, or person of the less capacity. The less capacity means whatever do their daily practice, only focus to achieve the samsaric happiness, themselves no more than the pleasure of single existence. Therefore, usually, we consider I am Mahayana practitioner. I follow the Mahayana teachings. You are very right. The teaching is Mahayana teaching. The practice is Mahayana practice. But your practice is Mahayana practice or not, you need to check. The teaching which you apply in your daily life, you need to check. It is the Mahayana teaching or is a Hinayan teaching or is in between. Therefore, we always believe yourself. We always believe ourselves. I'm Mahayana practitioner, but all our practices, only we practice to achieve the pleasure of single existence. Have a healthy life, having a lot of wealth, have a long life, have a good family, have a good relationship. Therefore, we only focus the pleasure of the samsara. That means you believe Mahayana practitioner, but your practice always be, the small path. Then sentence number 4, those who seek peace, the inner peace of themselves alone. They thought living in samsara always problem. I don't want to born in samsara. I want to escape from samsara. How we can escape? Samsara is not the kind of place you can stay. You can you can walk away. So this body is samsara. It's the truth suffering, actual samsara. So you need to be free from this. You need to free from this kind of body. Otherwise, you wish to be healthy, you never be healthy. You wish to have a long life, never live long. You always want to be youthful. You cannot be because this body. Therefore, the middling capacity totally renounce from the Lamrims, also totally renounce from the samsara. They don't have any sense of attachment with the samsaric things. They don't have an attachment, the samsaric name, fame, position, well-being, friends, or family, really nothing. They don't have any sense of attachment. They always have seen the samsara is look like a big, like a place full with the samsara, full with the problems, suffering. They don't want to born there. They want to escape only for themselves. Therefore, seek peace for themselves alone, turning away from worldly pleasure. This being we call the middle capacity. And avoiding the destructive action are said to be of middling capacity. Avoiding destructive action, also known the negative action. The 5th stanza, those who through their personal suffering truly want to end completely all the suffering of others are person of supreme capacity. The first 2 lines is very important, we must know. Those who through their personal suffering truly want to end completely. Therefore, first you need to know, oh, I'm not happy. I want to end this suffering. I have a lot of problem. I want to end the problems. I'm not happy. I want to achieve the lasting happiness. First, you need to experience based on your own experience, your personal level. Then, when you feel suffering, you feel I'm not happy. When you are facing problem, you feel I'm not happy. Then you need to think it is same way. It is same for others. If other person has a suffering, other person feel very unhappy. Therefore, I not only care myself, I must care others. Without others, I cannot be happy. Your happiness always linked with the others. Therefore, those who through their personal suffering truly want to end completely all the suffering of others are person of supreme capacity. They want to end their own suffering. Also, they always wish to end, other beings' suffering. Then next, sixth stanza is a new lesson for us today. For those excellent living beings who desire supreme enlightenment, I shall explain the perfect methods by the spiritual teacher. The first line, for those excellent living beings. We have three living beings, small capacity beings, the middling capacity being, then the great capacity beings. Among the three, the great capacity being is the excellent being. Why? He or she wish to be happy themselves, also wish to happy all sentient beings. Whatever they practice for achieving happiness for others. Therefore, excellent being means the person has a great compassion towards all sentient beings. Therefore, excellent being. Second, they don't want to achieve the samsaric happiness. They don't want to achieve only the liberation. They want to achieve Buddhahood to benefit all sentient beings. Therefore, excellent being. Their compassion is for everybody. They don't unbiased compassion. Therefore, the person we call excellent beings. There's a few reasons to say excellent living beings who desire supreme enlightenment. I shall explain the supreme enlightenment is the ultimate goal to achieve. Then how we can achieve? Therefore, I shall explain the perfect methods how to achieve liberation, how to achieve Buddhahood, how to achieve the samsaric pleasures. So mainly here, Adisha will explain the excellent, the perfect methods how to achieve Buddhahood. Then indirectly also going to explain the perfect methods how to achieve liberation. The perfect methods how to achieve samsaric pleasure. So look at Buddhism is not just one teaching everybody must practice. We have a lot of options. The option is always there. Nobody can force you to practice bodhicitta. None of the like a spiritual master force you to practice the middling path. Nobody can force you to practice the small capacity path. It's up to you. There's options are there. It's up to you which option you can choose. I shall explain the perfect methods taught by the spiritual teaching. Taught by is very important. I shall explain the perfect methods. How I shall explain, Adisha said, taught by the spiritual teaching. teacher, which is Buddha Shakyamuni, taught by the spiritual teacher. That means this is very important. We must know. When we attend teaching, we really need to know this teaching is according to Buddha teaching or not. Make sure the person who taught you, make sure the teaching must according to Buddha teaching. Therefore, Adisha said, I explained the perfect methods taught by Buddha. Because this time, there are so many fake teachers, fake teaching, deceive the people. And also, the fake teacher or the fake master, they have a fake teaching. Because the fake teaching can be very fit for many people. It's many people. For example, it's very simple. The fake teacher, they know their mentality, they know their mental culture, they know their mindset. Therefore, if they really teach the pure Dharma cannot fit this person who has problems. Therefore, the fake teacher teaches the artificial or the fake teaching to the disciple, because the fake teaching really fit those people. Even though many of you, I'm not really criticizing you, make sure, many of you very happy with the fake teaching. Oh, you recite this mantra, all problem going to be solved. You feel very happy. It's fake teaching. One mantra, millions mantra cannot be solved any problems. It depends on your daily practice. Therefore, people really looking, very interesting teaching, which is give you result very quickly. You are looking this kind of teaching. Then the fake teacher know, this person is looking very simple teaching, can give the result very quickly. Then the teacher says, okay, you come to see me. I have a very unique teaching. Then he or she teach you some mantra. Then say, okay, every day you recite this mantra can solve all your problems. Then you feel very happy. Then, since you have been practicing the fake teaching, then there's another master, who teaches the perfect methods, which is taught by Buddha. Then you are not happy with the real teachings. The real teaching asks you to renounce. The real teaching asks you to practice impermanence, asks you to always remember the death. Then you are not happy with the real teaching, because you cannot apply the real teachings, because you are always looking simple teaching, give result very quickly, very fast. There's not such a teaching. If someone teaching us this kind of teaching, then you can think, there must be fact. The teaching must be fact. Buddha Shakyamuni is the teacher for all Buddhists. Buddha Shakyamuni never teach, just simple teaching can solve all the problems. Yes, yet there's a higher Tantrayana. We say, the perfect, the quicker path to achieve Buddhahood. It can achieve Buddhahood within short lifetime. This is also true. But this teaching cannot fit for us. The analogy I told you, Usually you are driving, the ordinary cars. Suddenly you have a money to buy sport car, the faster sport car. Yes, the car has the ability to run very fast. This is also true. Without analyzing your ability, your knowledge about sport car, you just drive the sport car. Within, I think, few meters, you're going to have a serious accident. Therefore, you need to check your ability. When you practice Dharma, you have to be very patient. You have to be relaxed. You should not think, I can achieve Buddhahood within a short time. I can achieve liberation in a short time. No, be patient, but have a long time plan. Therefore, many Kadama Master says, be relaxed, have a long sighted. I practice Dharma this life, next life, after next life, few millions, few billions years, I will practice Dharma. Then I can be Buddha. This is very realistic way of thinking. If you think, oh, today I have a lot of problem, I do, practice renunciation, bodhicitta, compassion, all my problems will be solved today. It's not realistic. Therefore, you very clearly said, taught by Buddha. I shall explain the perfect methods taught by the spiritual teachers. Shantideva also says same way. He said, I don't have a new thing to teach you. With only Buddha, taught new things. All the spiritual master must follow Buddha teaching, must teach according to Buddha teaching. They cannot have a new teachings which is haven't taught by Buddha. If you found in this kind of master, the master definitely fact, the teaching definitely fact. Therefore, if you have this kind of master, if you see this kind of master, you have to be very careful. That's why you could say Adisha, very famous, very practitioner, very scholar, knowledgeable, he said, taught by Buddha, right? Taught by the spiritual teacher, which is Buddha Shakyamuni. Now, how we should practice the Dharma? Sentence number 7. 7. Facing paintings, statues, and so forth of the complete enlightened one, eloquences, and the excellent teachings. So when we practice Dharma, I think everybody can have ability to have. Simply, you need Buddha paintings, pictures. There may be small Buddha stupa. Then one of the Buddha teachings. You need 3 things when you do practice. In your home, in your room, simply you can have a Buddha's painting or photo. If you have money, then you can buy, one of the beautiful Buddha statue. Then you must have a Buddha teaching. This day you no need to buy like a Buddha teaching. There are so many texts distributed freely. Then you can have one of the Buddha teaching like Heart Sutra. Then one of the Buddha stupa, content with the like kind of mantras, or you can go Buddha relax. This thing you just put on your table, or bit above your head. Simply you realize there. This is the representative of Buddha, body, speech, and mind. The Buddha statue, representative of Buddha, body. The teaching, representative of Buddha, speech or teaching. Then the Buddha stupa or eloquence is the representative of Buddha, mind. You set up the three things in order to remember Buddha, his teaching, his wisdom and compassion. This one everybody can have. You don't have to buy expensive Buddha statue. You don't need to put a lot of picture and photo and paintings. If you have, you can leave it there. You don't need to buy so many things. Make sure, particularly, living in Singapore, because you don't have a very small space. If you put so many things, it becomes very inconvenience. The one day you never know how to clean up. You collect so many paintings, statues, stupas, many dharma books. Now you notice it too much that you don't know how to clean up. This is the problem. Number one. Number two, you are very pure Buddhist. You follow Buddha teaching. You are not sure your children will be Buddhists. You're not sure your other relatives can take care of the things after you die. If they don't take care, all the things become trash. After you pass away, finish the funeral, then everything they throw in the trash. It's very sad. You should not have so many things. Among the three things, it's better to have a lot of dharma books. The dharma books also must relate it to your daily practice. If somebody says, "Oh, these are very holy books," you just buy, it become useless. Therefore, the teaching, the books, the dharma book, you must have, which is related to your daily practice. Facing paintings, statue, and so forth of the complete enlightened one, eloquence and the excellent teachings, offer flower, incense, whatever you have. Right? The 7 limb offering, the 7 types of offering, and also whatever you have. Means it's quite, sometimes difficult to offer whatever you have. For example, you buy new shoes. Before you wear, you can offer the shoes to Buddha. It's okay, because this is your belongings. You're offering the things with your pure motivation, pure faith. Also, when you buy your underwear, offering to Buddha is bit, very unusual. It's also okay. Because this is your belongings, belongs to you. Before you using it, you offering the things to the Buddha. He's also making offering. And also sometimes you feel, offering underwear is very strange. So before you use it, it was just a piece of cloth. It's a shape of underwear. It's a piece of cloth. Therefore, Buddha said, whatever you eat, before you eat, offer to Buddha. Whatever you wear, before you use it, you offer to the field of merit. Therefore, you can say, flower, incense, whatever you have. Therefore, this also everybody can have the 7, types of offering. You need 7 bowls. You don't have to buy that, the Tibetan, traditional Tibetan way of the offering bowl, made of, like a brass, or made of like a gold, silver. No. Very nicely you buy crystal bowl. You buy like glass, 7, nice glass, plus 7 crystal bowls. It's very clean, very nice, easy to clean. The made from Tibet or India, Nepal, at the beginning it looked nice. After a few months, it's become very dirty, not easy to clean. Then with the 7, first you need to fill first 2, you offer water, then flower, then incense, then light, then perfume water, then fruits. Also you can buy from market, right? You can buy the incense as a nice shape, perfume water, you just buy the perfume like a small container. Then light, you can just buy the candle light, small one, and you can offer every day. Next day you can change, right? So just set up very simple 7 offering. If you don't have a place to offer the 7 things, you just put a candle light, right? There's no offerings. With offer flowers, incense, whatever you have. Therefore, before you eat, you just offer to Buddha. Drink, offer to the triple gems. And also when you are having, like a lunch or breakfast or dinner in the public areas, this one you don't have to chant. You don't have to say. Mentally, you just imagine you're offering the food to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Also, I'm offering this food to all sentient beings. You don't have to, chant loudly. Other people can see you. You do secretly. With the next, they say, with the 7-part offerings from the prayer of noble conducts, with the thoughts never to turn back till you gain enlightenment, ultimate enlightenment. Therefore, you use your face towards the Buddha picture, painting, statue, teaching. You're facing towards them. Set up simple offering. Do the prostration mudara. Then take refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha until I become Buddha. You must have very solid kind of belief or solid kind of faith toward Triple Gem. Right? Therefore, you chant Namo Guru Be, so Janat Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sangha is a prostration. Then Buddha Shanam Gacchami, Dharma Shanam Gacchami, Sangha Shanam Gacchami. Also you chant right like Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sangha, Sangchaya, whatever. You chant in Chinese, Tibetan, English, doesn't matter which language you use. But most importantly, you must have a very solid, pure faith towards Triple Gem. So far, we think I'm Buddhist, I'm good Buddhist, but we don't know how solid we have, how solid faith we have. So many people, easy to change their faith. I have seen in Singapore. In the past, they are very serious Buddhists, being a very serious Buddhist. Look like they have very solid faiths. I'm telling a story. Then there's a problem between husband and wife. The wife wanted to be divorced. So they have been going through a lot of the court case. At the same time, the husband lost faith in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. For him, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha only for this life. Have a happy family, have a healthy relationship, everything be smooth. When the life goes, wrong, then they lose faith into Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Then first they bought, some kind of their leftover incense, oil. I said to him, Tibetan Buddhist center is not a trash bin. You can throw everything here. If you don't want, you clean yourself. Don't bring in TBC. The leftover incense, the oil, you don't need. Then he said, I don't have a place to keep. Then I said, Tibetan Buddhist center doesn't have a responsibility to take care of your things. Because mainly he lost faith. I'm okay to accept, leftover incense and the leftover oil, the holy object. I'm okay to accept. Somehow I can, share this thing with others. But I'm not happy the person lost faith when he has family problems. Buddha never said, if you believe me, I will take care of your families. Buddha never said, if you take refuge into me, I will take care of your relationship. This is your problems. not the problem, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Therefore, we must have a solid faith to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Doesn't matter how much, difficulty come in our life, always strongly, firmly pray to believe in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Because Buddha, Dharma, Sangha are the refuge you to achieve Buddhahood, enlightenment. They are not refuge you to have a good job, have a lot of money, have a high position. No. Therefore, it's so important to have the solid belief into Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Therefore, here say, with the thoughts, never turn back till you gain enlightenment, ultimate enlightenment. Never turn back. So for us, when we are happy, we take refuge. We believe in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. When we have a lot of problems, slowly, then we change our belief, we change our faith. Finally, you totally reject, Buddha, Dharma, and his teaching. Therefore, here very clearly, with the thoughts, never turn back till you gain ultimate enlightenment. And with strong faith in the three jewels. Strong faith, they never say faith. With a strong faith in the three jewels. Kneeling with one knee on the ground and your hand pressed together. First of all, take refuge 3 times. So this is a very Indian tradition. According to Indian tradition, you need to kneeling with one of the knee on the ground, right? So this one you just sit as a normal way, not just like a sitting like a posture. Okay, so you just get a little bit up and take refuge 3 times. 3 times in the morning, afternoon, evening. If you can, if you cannot, must do 3 times in the morning, 3 times in the evening. And your hands pressed together. First of all, take refuge 3 times. Right? That means like make sure you put the thumbs in, false your hands, press together. This is a very Tibetan tradition. Also Thailand, Sri Lanka, they just do like this. Like this. Like this. It's okay, their tradition, doesn't matter. Tibetan tradition, like this, like this. Right? Then you take refuge Buddha 3 times. So when you do prostration, make sure same, a mudra, same hand position like that. Then you do like a top here. Not like this, not like this, just put on the center. Namo Buddhaya, then Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. 3, like a 3-point head, throat, and heart. When you say Namo Guru, then say Guru, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. If you chant just Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Guru, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. You do 3 times like this, and do the, proper prostration. First you do prostration, then take refuge. For example, when you have a, important request to someone, first you do respect. Then second you say, okay, can you do this? Same way, first you do 3 times prostration, then take refuge, right? 3 times. So morning when you do prostration, you must think, since now until I'm sleeping, I'll take refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. I do only good things, never do any bad things. In the evening, before you do prostration or taking refuge, you need to reflect, make a reflection, what you have done since morning till your sleeping time. If you notice, you have done a lot of good things, rejoice yourself, make a rejoicement. If you notice you have done a lot of bad things, should not be very unhappy. You must remember what you have, bad thing done during the daytime, have a regret, and do, few recitation, the long or the short 100 syllable, and just you sleep 3 times. Kneeling with one knee on the ground and your hand pressed together. They never say, empty or hand pressed together. First of all, take refuge. Refuge 3 times. That means first of the day. When you wake up, the first you need to remember taking refuge to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. But this day, when you woke up, first time, you always remember, I need to check, my message. Who texts me, who called me. First, you need to check your phone. No, first, you take refuge to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, the first time of your day. The next, until here is a common practice. The small capacity, the middle capacity, great capacity. Do 3 times prostration towards of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Then next, we're going to explain particularly the Mahayana practices. Okay, so today we can stop here. So today has gone through the meditation, the little bit explanation. So we can have a time for Q&A. Is there anything I should clarify? If there anybody have a question, feel free to ask question.
Christine has a question. Christine, please go ahead. Christine first.
Yes, thank you.
Good
morning, Geshe La.
Good morning.
Yes, this is about real or fake teachings. Seen friends who have even come to our Buddhist center, but yet they still go for those so-called fake teachings and believing in them strongly, believing that the fake teachings can help them solve their this life's problems. And we as Dharma friends feel sad to see this kind of situations. But how do we talk to them skillfully as not to offend them or something like that? So Geshe La, we need your advice. Thank you.
The person who come to Buddhist center, follow the also study the proper Dharma Buddha teachings. At the same time, he or she goes to other center who taught the fake teachings. It look like the person is look like elephant. What I mean? Have you noticed how what the elephant usually do after bathing? Usually they really love to go in the water and swimming and bathing. Then when they just come out from the water, they always throw the dust on the body. There's a reason. But if they want to, put a lot of dust in the body after showering, there's no point to take a shower as a human being. Elephant, yes, after taking shower, they throw all the dust on the body, make sure the body has enough mud. Then, the sun cannot really burn the body. We are human beings. When you go to the proper, I'm not saying, okay, all the Buddhist center is always teach a pure Dharma. let's say assume that Dharma in a Buddhist center is a pure Buddhist center. He or she comes to center attend teaching. At the same time, she goes to and attend the fact teaching in order to solve this life problem. If the teaching is a fact teaching, definitely the teaching and the teacher cannot solve this life problem. That fact teacher and the fact teaching put you more difficulty situation. So this is a fact. Second, of course, everybody has a strong aspiration, strong motivation to explain to our friends, as be a friend, this is your responsibility. Hey, this is no good, this is bad. This is good, this is bad. You have a responsibility being a friend. But in order to explain, I always give advice for whoever come to TPC. Right time is very important. Then the right speech, very important. Then the right methods, right? The right time. If you always say, oh, this good, no good, no good, no good, then your friend going to fed up with you. Because you always giving advice on the right or wrong time. You need to check the modes of your friends. Then the right speech means you should not say too much. You should not say very little. You must say, use the right amount of speech. Then the right methods mean your friend fully have a strong belief in your fact teacher. Suddenly, if you say, oh, the teacher is fake, no good, your friend become very angry. Therefore, you need to use the right methods. How? I told you the right timing. Make sure you need to check your friend has a good mood or not to listen. Before you explain, you must know what you should say, how long you will say. Methods, what are you going to say? Always you keep three things. So in order to stop him or her going to stop the center, first you have to have a casual talk. Then slowly you can explain, oh, the Lamrim said like this, Buddha said like this. Then you should say our teacher, you should not say your teacher. Or our teacher said that. It looks like there's a contradiction. What do you think? You always have to say our teacher. Not should say your teacher. It's become very sensitive words. You need to show her the contradiction between the Buddha teaching and the teacher teaching. If you're able to show the contradiction, then the person slowly will realize, no, there's something incorrect, right? So this is I will say today. So I have a lot to say, but there's no point to say. Yes, next question.
Thank you, Geshe.
Yeah, the next questions come from Million. 所是正方便 ，this 方便代表什么？
Geshe, in the stanza, what does it mean by method?
Methods, for example, I give you a very simple analogy example. For example, you have a very two small piece of paper, two small and thin two piece of paper. You need to stick these two together. The two thin and small piece of paper, you want to stick these two together. In order to stick this together, you need to use the glue. If you use too much glue, the paper will stick but the paper totally will spoil. In order to stick to these two pieces of paper together, you need to sew it. You need to use the needle with a string. If the needle is too thick, again you're going to tear the paper. You cannot stick together. Methods mean the way, the approach. Solve the problem is the methods. The way or the technique, how to solve the problem is the methods. Therefore, achieving Buddhahood is our wish, our goal. So achieving Buddhahood need to depend on the right technique, right way. For example, you are very thirsty. If you are very thirsty, when you soak the juice, when you really soak the fruits or orange, you can have the juice. You fulfill your thirsty. When you are thirsty, if you just soak piece of stone, doesn't matter how long you soak, you cannot get any juicy. It's a wrong methods. The way your technique, soaking the stone is the wrong methods. You soaking the juice like juicy fruit is the right methods. Right? Methods mean way, technique means to solve the problems. Then, more precisely, achieving Buddhahood depend on two ways, two means, like a bodhicitta and wisdom. These two is the right technique, the right way to achieve Buddhahood. Method means the way, the condition, the means, how to solve the problem, how to achieve your goal. Tinta Doma?
Yeah. So the next question comes from Willie.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to know what is the meaning of taking refuge? Is it only in the three jewels that we can take refuge?
Refuge is very simple words. When you sick, you take refuge to the doctor. When you have problems, facing problem between you and your friends, your family, you take refuge to the lawyer. You take refuge to the judge. When you have when somebody stole things in your home, you take refuge to the police or security. Refuge means you are looking up kind of thing which is you solve the problems. It's a very general word, taking a refuge. So we have so many different kinds of problems. If you sick, taking refuge Buddha, Dharma, Sangha doesn't make sense. Because you really need a doctor, then plus you take, you pray to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. It makes sense. Without relying on doctor, if you think my sickness can be cured only reciting and chanting, it really doesn't make sense. If you are a very high practitioner, it's a different case. Take refuge you can take refuge for the human. You can take refuge to the like a house when there's a lot of raining. You take refuge to the cave and a house shelter. Here, what we are talking about, insecurity in the samsara, samsaric sufferings. You are physically healthy, mentally happy, still you are not happy with the samsara. You want to be free from samsara. Then, in order to free from samsara, you need to rely on someone or something who really can you free from sufferings. Therefore, you wish to free from suffering. If you take refuge to the doctor and police or army or like a spirit, you cannot be free from samsara because they themselves is samsaric beings. Therefore, you need to take refuge the being who him or herself free from samsara, like a Buddha. Then dharma, again, you wish to free from suffering, you wish to achieve liberation. Very simple. If you only do chanting recitation, the chanting recitation cannot be your refuge to free from the samsara. Therefore, the actual dharma is the refuge, you to free from samsara. Refuge has a different meanings, different levels. We are looking the highest kinds of refuge. Take refuge for us free from samsara. Therefore, some of you will know very well, in Tibetan society, we have a lot of controversy about the Shubden or Doyal. His Holiness said, if you want to be pure Buddhist, you should not take refuge to the Shubden. Shubden is not transcendent being. He is also ordinary spirit. If you are taking refuge to him in order to free you from samsara, you are taking refuge to him you wish to achieve Buddhahood, that means that refuge is the wrong one. Therefore, refuge has a different meanings, different levels. We are seeking the highest refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, in order to free us from suffering, in order to free yourself from sufferings. Yes, next question. We can have one question, then we can stop here.
Geshe, just now you mentioned the method is for the lower capacity. What about the middle capacity methods?
Oh yeah, actually I hope I explained very clearly. I said plus. First, taking refuge, practice the 10 virtues action, stop avoiding the non-10 virtues action is the methods to achieve the samsaric pleasure. Second, plus, based on this, then you need to generate renunciation, the Four Noble Truth, among the Four Noble Truth, impermanence, selflessness. The Four Noble Truth, you need to practice, you need to meditate, link with the 12 links interdependence. That means taking refuge, engage into positive action, avoiding negative actions, generating renunciation, meditate on Four Noble Truth, particularly impermanence and selflessness. In the Four Noble Truth, link with the Four Noble Truths, so the 12 link dependent origination, those are the methods to achieve liberation. Then plus, mean plus, right? First, based on the second. Then generating bodhicitta, then is methods to achieve Buddhahood. Because you already practice taking refuge, you always engage into positive actions, you meditate on Four Noble Truth with the 12 link interdependence, then you practice the unique one, bodhicitta. These are the methods to achieve Buddhahood. Very simple, right? There's no lot of visualization, lot of sadhana, lot of mantra, very simple way. Then in the between, then definitely you need to do recitation, chanting, prostration, offering mandala. It's come in the between. Those are the not, the perfect methods. Unfortunately, we very much focus, the methods which is not important. We always ignore all the important methods. Therefore, we cannot reduce our sufferings. Okay, so thank you so much, all of you, to attend the Sunday class. And I think I know Sunday is very busy for you, and wish you have a happy Sunday.
Geshe, before we go, right, I think one more question is quite important.
Yes, please.
Should one take refuge again? Should one have taken refuge with fake teacher?
Sorry?
Should one take refuge again if he or she had taken refuge with a fake teacher? A fake teacher.
I'm not so clear the question.
Geshe, I will try. If someone take refuge to the fake teacher, should after they discover, should they come back and take refuge to the Triple Gem again?
Definitely. You cannot do two together. Two together. Oh, I'll take refuge into the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. At the same time, I will take refuge in the fact teacher, fact guru. That means your refuge is not complete yet, not pure. So therefore, yes, if you realize, my teacher, my guru is a fact, then you just, leave it, and you generate new really fact to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. You cannot do two together. If you think, oh, I'm taking refuge to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, at the same time I will take refuge to my fact teacher, mean your refuge is not complete, not pure. Yes, therefore you can just stop and take new refuge is okay. Okay, so thank you so much for attending the class, and I really hope all of you can have a happy Sunday. Let's see you next Sunday. At the end, we do dedication. Dedication is one of the 7 limb prayers, very important one. So we are going to share our positive action, the merit, which is we have accumulated this morning. We share with all sentient beings. Therefore, first, we wish to be Buddha through practice of renunciation, bodhicitta, emptiness, based on taking refuge, based on practicing Four Noble Truths. Wish to be Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Second, dedicate the merit to benefit all sentient beings without exception, then particularly your families, your friends as well, and also the people, the family, the group of people who always support Tibetan Buddhist Center, also dedicate the merit to benefit for them. Last, dedicate the merit for world peace, particularly peace and harmony in Singapore, peace and harmony in your house and within your families. Jamba Bhawe Chitara Kempa Dong Kundu Sampo Deyang Dejen Deda Kunji Jizwa Dalo Jen Gewa Dida Tamje Ratu Chazi Wadang Chujen Sheba Dang Jizwa Yirang Kuljen Suwa Gewa Junze Dagi Jizaba Tamje Zobe Changju Jen Chazi Wadang Chujen Sheba Dang Jizwa Yirang Kuljen Suwa Gewa Junze Dagi Jizab Tamje Zobe Changju Chenburung Jiden Yangbe Gegan Tamje Mine June Zase Zaden Zong Matu Muge Guba Gunjin Sirin Neme De Ye Lembar Show.